Ayesha anha crossed a line in which, in this rare event, Rasulullah is going to be upset. So what is the crossing of the line that happened? So very close to the passing away of the Rasulullah, very close to the death of the Rasulullah, a few days before that, Allah sent Jibreel alayhi salam down in the middle of the night after Isha, when people used to sleep after Isha, there's no lights, and said, and Ya Rasulullah, Allah has asked you right now to go to Baqi al-Gharqad and do dua for the Shaheed of Uhud, the Sahaba who were Shaheed in Uhud mountain. By the way, this is a blessing for those Sahaba who were Shaheed in Uhud. So in the middle of the night, he has been asked, wake up, go and do dua for the Sahaba in Uhud. Now again, for us to learn, what a gentleman our Rasulullah. Prophet Muhammad does not want to wake up Ayesha anha. So he quietly gets up from the bed, walks over to the door, puts on his hulla, and quietly closes the door enough to not make any sound. But he's being so careful that Ayesha anha wakes up. Now why is he being so careful? But I just want to pause here and think for a second. Imagine if your boss just calls you. Not Allah, not Jibreel. Your boss just calls you and said, $1 million deal. Come to the office right now. What do? What do I do? Jump out of the bed. Oh, I gotta go. The wife will wake up. What happened? Nothing. I'll talk to you later. Right? This is $1 million. Allah said, go and pray and do dua for the Shaheed of Uhud. And he's waking up like, Allah is the one calling, but give me a second. Let me just quietly wake up. This is the Rasulullah. What do we learn from this? These incidents would not have been of any importance if it were not for us to learn from it, to be a husband. Anyway, so he goes and he puts on his hullah. He's about to leave. Ayesha, this is the example of when she crosses the line. So she's thinking, where is he going? And so she decides to put on a scarf, follow the Rasulullah. The Prophet Muhammad goes to Baqi al-Gharqad. He does the dua. Ayesha is following, person in a scarf. Now when you have in the middle of the night, after Isha, in the graveyard, where people will normally not frequent, you have a shadowy figure behind the Rasulullah. So when the Prophet is done with the dua, as he turns back and he's coming back to his house, he now sees a shadowy figure. And she realized, oh my God, he's coming back. So she immediately turns back. Now she starts walking back to her house before the Rasulullah can get there. But then the Prophet Muhammad also starts walking back. Check to see who is now realizing this is our mother. So then she's describing this. So then I started to walk briskly, fast. And so the Rasulullah then started following me briskly. Then I started to prance. And so the Rasulullah then started to prance. And so then I started to run. And the Rasulullah then started to run. And then finally I made it to my house and I jumped in my bed, pretending that I'm sleeping. But even if you do this, you will get caught. How? You've been running. What do you think happens? You're going to be huffing and puffing. She's doing this in the bed. And the Rasulullah just arrives in his house. He sees Ayesha going, she's huffing and puffing. He says, was it you? You were the one who was following me this entire time? So initially she's like, what, following who, what figure and everything. But then she says, I'm sorry, Rasulullah, my ghira got the better of me. This is a moment where she crossed the line. And so Rasulullah then, at that time, in that culture, they used to draw attention. They used to pat on the chest. Today we pat on the back, right? So at that time they used to pat here. But then he's patting Ayesha kind of like a questioning and also warning Ayesha at the same time that, did you really think that I would do something like this? Did you really think that Allah and Allah's Rasul would do something to you like this? Because when it is the night of the wife, it's the night of the wife. You don't go to somebody else, another wife on that night. That is the haqq of the wife. Did you really think that Rasulullah would do this to you? And so she obviously was asked to not do this. So that is the incident where, again, ghira, she is in love with the Rasulullah, and so sometimes she crosses the line. Some of the other wives of the Rasulullah